Hello, I'm Steve Monkey Mason, and I am back with the one and only Slim Shady himself, Paul Ray, and Lubo Carl for the podcast for The Labyrinth, which is Paul's choice. So you guys ready to watch this?
Yeah. Yep.
So 3, 2, 1, play. Right.
Is it on?
Now, apologies in advance. I have a new chair and I have a new PC. So if the fucking all you hear is zzz, and you think Bill Paxton's running away from a hurricane or a tornado, it isn't happening. It's the computer. Let's try Star Pictures. This company's now really gone. We've seen this recently with Total Recall. So they were pretty big in the 80s, weren't they?
Absolutely. Yeah. I like the try. Obviously, the Pegasus is a kind. You know what I mean? A hand drawn onto it. This is one of like the very first films I've seen as a kid, and this one to this. See, ILM's very early work there.
This has definitely got origins of Christmas to me. This seeing it for the first time around the Christmas era. You know when they.
It need to be said it need to be said, of course, in case you slipped mind, that this is in fact Jim Henson's last director's film before he died.
Also need to point out as well, it's pulling the 80s blue turquoise font, that colour that seemed to be synonymous with The Shining in quite a few films. They've totally gone over the top with the CGI. I mean, back then people were like, "Oh my god, look at that!" But it's.
I mean, people will be sitting there, "Oh my god, it looks like a real owl," and everything. It's just like, not so much these days, but.
And Clash there, who's from Splint Elmore, Ryan Henson.
Kevin Clash, it's just there. The soundtrack's been not available for a while on CD though, hasn't it? It's just recently came out on vinyl.
Yeah, gotta say, like the best film, and I mean,
that looks a bit weird as fuck. That though, the black font.
Yeah, I mean that cleared up a bit, but.
Brian Freud, who also did the artwork for Dark Crystal, and so that's good. Yeah.
Personally, for me, it's always been Labyrinth for me. Dark Crystal, I know, has had a massive resurgence with its prequel, but it's always been Labyrinth. Out the two, that's the one I grew up on, really.
Yeah, it's been a right. I mean, watch Dark Crystal. It's a very dark. It's no thing. I mean, listen,
Paul,
you can put on any time.
You're still quite crackly, Paul.
Yeah, Paul, I'm losing every other word.
Oh, never mind.
It's like filling the blanks. Oh, George Lucas has got his fingers in this as well.
All the facts are ruined. Jennifer Connelly absolutely had a crush on her.
Oh, this is the bit where the flowers appear and disappear, isn't it? The flowers by the river, the bridge, like appear, then they're gone.
I kind of said.
She always seems older than she's only about 16 in this, isn't she?
To be honest with you, I think she's definitely the right choice, but I mean, going back, this for the people who actually auditioned for this role, you've got like pretty big stars like Laura Dern. Yasmin Bleeth was like quite big in the 80s. Sarah Jessica Parker, and there's loads of women who applied for this. But apparently it was. I think Jennifer Connelly was one of the last to come in, and she apparently blew Jim Henderson away.
I think she looks far better now. Is it? She's aged so beautifully as an older woman.
Yeah, I think the last time I seen her was The Incredible Hulk, wasn't it? Or was it Hulk? It was Hulk.
She's in I tell you what she is in. These flowers appear back now. If you get ready for it, they're shot. There you go. All them flowers have disappeared. She was the wife in Only the Brave, which is an amazing movie. You guys seen that?
No, I don't think I've seen that one.
I totally recommend that to watch that. Only the Brave, the firefighting movie. It's amazing.
These houses here always remind me of the Goonies house.
Yeah.
With the poems and stuff like that. Like
Goonie Ducks.
Yeah, that's it, yeah. The Goondots, yeah. Especially when just running behind them.
They all look like, it's like modern day housing, and some of them just look like they're being like knocked up, like quite simply.
Well, it's
particularly that one looks really nice. But these ones here, they look like cheap modern day houses that are paper thin.
yeah. Well, that's very Welton, New Zealand, that. But again, what Paul was saying, I mean, that could be the Psycho house in the background there.
I was just about to say that's got to be a particular house that stands out too much for being just a typical house.
Wicked stepmother.
Definitely. And before we try the Labyrinth book, you can actually get a journal with the front cover of what the book looks like in this film. I was like, oh, that looks pretty good.
When you talk about artwork, though, the Labyrinth has so many different versions. I mean, the VHS was a very early landscape when they did it landscape for some reason.
It was, yeah.
It's never. I mean, the artwork they've got now that's on the vinyl and the 4K. Not even the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray's got this quirky fucking blue thing going on, but the artwork on the Labyrinth on the 4K is the best it's ever been. But it's obviously always used to just say Labyrinth, or they couldn't get it on, so they went landscape, or it's David Bowie's face and a crystal ball kind of thing going on there with sort of like a dull gold effect and very like. Oh, so there's a character straight away. There's Danny John Jules.
Yeah. The steelbook and stuff like that looked terrible. The Mondo steelbook was too dark. But it's funny, like obviously when the pan's in a room and it's got all the stuff that you're going to see.
All the characters.
Yeah, so you don't know if it's a dream or not. So
it's like
But you get the Wizard of Oz there. It's a knock to the fact that
Robin Hood.
Just imagine it.
There's Robin Hood.
Not Lancelot. Oh, damn it. I said it's one of those films I
Is that Bowie in the picture there? It is, huh?
just cancel all.
Where's Bowie?
There's Bowie. There he is as the Goblin King.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a statue, yeah.
So essentially she has a proper mood swing and then she goes to sleep and this is where she dreams. Feels better the next day. There's the Labyrinth in the background, the bit there, the staircases up and down there and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, she's taking it out on the baby. I mean, did that baby really go in there and steal that fucking... It's not like Roger Rabbit.
I said, yeah. Please.
There's a lot of mistakes in this shot.
The 4K front cover is like the original. Is the cover I like to go by. You know what I mean?
I think it's the same as mine because mine's a 30th anniversary edition.
You got a digibook, didn't you? An Amazon one, yeah. I mean, went wrong for that. Now this is
got the 3D kind of labyrinth model with it as well. It's a weird one because it looks so nice, but it's weird because the plastic covering doesn't. It looks alright, but without the plastic cover, it looks like it's missing a lot. So I have to keep it in the plastic cover, but in some ways I feel like it could showcase better if it was just outside and just opened up. But it was definitely a nice deal. Like I think it would only cost just 23 quid or something like that.
I'm gonna look around for it. You guys up to the pictures in Toby's room and the goblins are.
Where she got the Where's Wally hat on.
Yeah, I've just make sure I'm on the right thing because I'm streaming this from Now TV, and obviously it's a few seconds behind and forward. But obviously that's the first time we see the goblins, wasn't it? When it starts just before, and obviously as a kid, going, oh my god, what the hell are them? I mean, this would scare you as a kid, wouldn't it?
I mean, yeah, it's a PG.
I was legitimately scared of the Dark Crystal. I loved it, and I knew every time I was going to watch it, I was going to get scared. But it's a puppetry that, I mean, it's that realism. It's like, it's not CGI, it's not kind of make-believe. It's like real like creatures that are on the screen. It's like, as a kid, got me every time. But glutton for punishment because I still watch them.
Oh, definitely. This is like Dirty Dancing. You have to have it in your collection, even if you know what I mean. It's one of those things. She didn't say the words. And the puppetry these days now, because obviously
watch that lamp. See the lamp hanging from the ceiling. When Bowie comes through the door, it's gone.
Right.
You're banging his head, really. The puppetry in there is absolutely amazing. Now these days would be CGI, because obviously they're talking about Labyrinth 2. That was in the paper as well. And on the news a few days ago saying that they've got a director now for it. But see how it goes.
Well, that's it. It would be all CGI, but then who are they going to cast? Because I think one of the things that really pushes this film and makes it timeless is David Bowie and the music.
And this well, you know, like Doctor Who, where Doctor Who was a man and became a woman and stuff like that. And this to do
that's what they were talking about. I think they were talking about it being a woman replacing the Goblin King.
Yeah, I read.
So it's going to be Lady Gaga. Is that what we're saying?
You know what it is? I've got a funny feeling. I've read who they said they were interested in casting, but I literally cannot remember. I don't think it was Lady Gaga, but she would probably be up there, like. I mean, if you think about it now, I mean, we've got David Bowie in this. Now, I certainly 100% believe Bowie was 100% the right choice. But, I mean, when you think about it, Michael Jackson was in the run into this for a while. And I just wonder myself, you know, like, Jackson has got that, like, creepy eeriness of him to probably be able to pull it off. But I just feel like Bowie just brought a whole different level to it.
Moonwalker, was Moonwalker not the same year?
86, yeah.
So you had that era for me personally when you had like you would get ready and you would sit around the television, Radio Times, the Goonies, the Gremlins, the Labyrinth, Moonwalker, Batman was premiering that year. You know what I mean? So we're talking like maybe it's what 90, 91 going in that era. And then like every year you would get ready to watch like the Labyrinth because back then you couldn't tape stuff off the. I couldn't tape stuff off the telly. You know what I mean? You just had to. You watch these as like a countdown. Oh, did you see the Labyrinth last night? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
Now this bit, you already see goblins in the mirror and hiding around and stuff like that. Would that be very eerie by itself? And there's just little goblins everywhere. Obviously, Bowie wrote the music. I mean, the songs in it would be completely different if Michael Jackson did it, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're more sinister because of silhouettes and stuff, and it's. I mean, that's more like a crate that jumping out the fucking box and stuff.
Yeah.
Again, it'll be all CGI now. It's.
That's the best thing about the Dark Crystal prequel. They tried not to use too much CGI and it worked so well.
Oh, it's such a stunning piece that made. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't say I had a little faith, but I was struggling to believe that it was ever going to match the original. But to me, it definitely worked.
Like you said, Carl, it should be like 6 episodes instead of 12. So I think it just dragged on a little bit too long. But apart from that,
just a little touch, yeah.
Obviously, he had to shave his eyebrows, didn't he? Well, his eyebrows.
Have you noticed that lamp's gone from the ceiling?
Yeah. It makes it laugh though, because I look at Bowie and after showing, that's not a costume. He had that lying around the house.
He had a patchy career, Bowie, though, didn't he? Because I mean, he had stuff in the early '80s, like was it Mr. Christmas or something? The war film, and he was in a lot of stuff.
You'd have got a lush edition of The Man Who Fell to Earth. I've always been meaning to pick it up.
Yeah, there's another one. Yeah. Studio Canal. That's another one they've done. Now this is not that guy's arm, though, is it? That's not Bowie's arm.
No, Bowie didn't do any of it.
There's a guy behind him.
It's weird because I was going to say there's a brilliant picture online where you can just see the guy's arm underneath Bowie's arm. It's just like, it makes you like laugh when you sit there and watch it now, thinking, yep, there's someone like pretty much sitting next to Bowie right now.
But going back to that, it's more like he didn't really do anything. Maybe in the 90s, did he? It wasn't until like, I mean, he was in the Prestige and all that, but he wasn't in much.
He wasn't like he wasn't blockbuster. I feel he was always like he was basically a cameo artist.
Watch the guy's hand here behind your head.
Huh?
They've changed a lot of stuff on the Blu-ray because there's a scene later on with a boom mic, and they've actually finally painted it out.
Good, right. Obviously, the Labyrinth there, I don't know if you guys are up to it, was obviously all matte paintings and miniatures and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, that there is matte painting.
I mean, that's a beautiful shot there. That's a massive painting, man.
Yeah.
Now, Bowie's face is hidden about 6 times out through the film, isn't it?
Yeah, like on the rocks and stuff like that.
Apparently it's 8 scenes that he was in. The only one I remember reading about is the one when she's just finished talking to the worm. And apparently, like, the camera pans up and you can see, like, part of the labyrinth and you can clearly see his face in the stone.
Yeah.
That bloody damn worm. What a pain in the arse he was. I mean, could it be... If she went down that way, she went straight to the castle.
Yeah.
With a little British accent. Meow, come on, dude.
I think.
That's it. A lot of this was filmed in England, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Hertfordshire.
Pinewood Studios, probably.
I think
Big sets.
It was, yeah.
let me have a look. I'm just having a quick look. Earl Street Studio in Hertfordshire, England.
Another film you get around this time as well is Masters of the Universe. It's got that kind of, like weird colour font and cursed earth kind of look to it there, especially this bit.
Yeah. I love the colour on this, so.
Yeah, the colour timed it really, really well. Obviously, Hoggle, his introduction is having away, which is funny because the introduction of the Marin and Waterworld was having away also.
Well, he's called Ukuleles. Ursles, that's his name.
This is Henson's son, isn't it? Brian Henson did the voice.
It is, yeah. And there's a little person in the suit.
A little person.
Right, okay, little person it is. Just a movie.
I'm correct.
I was watching the Q&A the other day on the Blu-ray, and it's interesting. Like, it's so skillful what they've done there, though, because basically you're talking about 18 different monitors inside the head, so the actress can't say diddly squat. And apparently it took 4 people just to operate on one section, and then you're talking about her having to act out what they're saying. So it's just, I mean, like I say again, it's why even if it doesn't look as crisp clean as CGI, I'll always have 1,000 times more appreciation for all this than anything else. Because don't get me wrong, someone on a computer is not exactly an easy job to do CGI. I dare say it's a lot of hard work, but when you think of what she's doing now, and then having to sync with 4 other people who she can't even see, that's pure acting, that way.
Can I just say, Hoggle, was actually found in the luggage. They actually prop on this film because what they did on press runs, they had Hoggle and they had Ludo and stuff like that. And because the film didn't do that well, they shipped them over to America and they put them in a suitcase. And the suitcase went missing for 25 years. And it was found in the luggage thing, in America, where I have those luggage people buy the luggage and they just sell it on in the shops and stuff like that. And I found them in that, and the lady opened it and it looked like a dead body because obviously the latex. And it's in the museum now. I'm not even sure, it was only on a few days ago, something on YouTube. I was like, oh, yeah, what's this like?
He's in Alabama now, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think he's on display in a museum or in something there's a big display case of him. But if you open your suitcase and saw that face, Christ.
Definitely, it would look freaky. Obviously, you can tell this is a set, but when you're watching it, that painting is amazing. I mean, it's just painting just goes on and on and on, and just blends in so well. Like I said, when you're watching Mandalorian, the beginning of Mandalorian, they had those screens around. So
that's where the floor's missing. Sorry. That quick scene there, the floor's not down, and then the floor changes.
Right.
But yeah, like I said, now you could have massive those screens around now and have your background on it. I mean, you would not need the artist to paint and match it up perfectly.
Well, this is it. It's just sometimes it's the imperfections that makes it so much more detailed.
Thing is, the mind's not trying to get tricked in a way that you're looking at it's just fucking blue screen. Your mind's accepting it, but then not accepting it and going, how have they done that?
Yeah.
That totally reminds me of Trapdoor, that.
There's something down there.
I checked out Guru Larry's video just before this, and he was pointing out all the mistakes and shit, so just trying to feed them into this.
Yes, it's very, very glittery.
Because I don't know, is it supposed to be magical? Is it supposed to be... Because, I mean, it's not a very magical place. I don't even know if it was meant to be. With the Labyrinth once upon a time, a really nice thing.
But obviously the prequel should hopefully check before. Took over, Now, on the soundtrack, I love the soundtrack, but I do normally skip Trevor Jones' composer just to get to Magic Dance. And I mean, that's just me, And obviously,
the Magic Dance.
Because obviously in the film, there were so many versions, a 12-inch mix of Magic Dance, and there's Underground, and there's so much different versions of the same songs that you've heard again and again and again.
Oh, I mean the vinyl. When you turn the vinyl over, it's almost the same thing, except for a couple of tracks are a bit different, but it's more the instrumental versions.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as a True Romance vinyl. That you know, like din 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 din. It's like that all the way through. You turn it over and you think, oh, it's got a different song. Then it's like din 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 din. Oh, you're like, for fuck's sake, man.
I mean, Lou Worm's like, nah, come on, Lee. Come and be the missus.
I mean, for her just really running back and forth to an area, they've done it well. Like the illusion that.
They should just run down the same thing again and again and again.
Yeah.
And just move things out of the way. I mean, it was so clever.
Well, the camera angles as well.
You can see right there, she was stood next to a painting. But it's
Are you
still
guys up to the room yet?
Yeah.
Just.
Now, obviously, when you look at the eyes on, you know what I mean, the eyes are watching that, and all that is just all whale work, you know what I mean, behind the set.
Yeah.
That's a little bit
I mean, for like for a puppet that size, again, quite impressive how they managed to do that.
Well, again, as well, it's more like the placement as well as a nice comparison shot there. Like back in VHS and DVD, you wouldn't have seen the lines. It's only now that, like, you can notice.
It's been cleaned up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, that could be something that gets mentioned in the format video we're going to do, because I feel like sometimes I personally don't like watching. I think I've watched half of the first one, Lord of the Rings, on Blu-ray, and to be honest with you, I think it takes it out of it. I can only watch Lord of the Rings on DVD. I feel like with the Blu-ray, it's too cleaned up, and it just looks odd. I mean, you can see. I mean, obviously, technology will eventually age, and you can sort of see CGI a lot more clearly. But it just, I don't know, the fact that they've tidied up so much, I just feel like it didn't work. Give it a basic DVD with it to do that. I think don't need to be upgraded.
If you look, I think I might be a few seconds ahead of you, which is walking around Labyrinth. Top right, there's a Bowie.
You're well ahead of us.
You're well ahead of us, mate. She hasn't even. She's literally going into the labyrinth where she stopped. Back to the worm. Pause it.
She's gone back to work now.
Pause. Give it a pause.
I am. So
you get so far ahead. You were with us when we got to the worm.
It's just the way it's doing.
Right.
It's streaming, I mean.
Landscape shot there. So yeah, there is Bowie's face.
Bowie's face.
Hidden right in the top corner. Creepy hands.
It's one of those things that once you know it's there, it's clear it's there, but like, I never picked up any of that shit like when I was a kid.
Toby is the kid is Brian Frode's son, the guy who did all concept artwork for this film.
Which was his intentional idea for Jareth to have such a large bulge. Apparently that was all intentional.
No.
Design now.
Who doesn't?
Make it a bit more weird.
Can I have a bigger cod piece, please?
In there, though, isn't it? Like, you got this kid. I'm not being funny, and that's a film. But you got this kid who's really crying. It's like, is it almost a little bit like cruelty? You know, because that must be freaking the kid out something rotten, like.
Best song ever.
I like the troll's eyes as well. There's a glimmer of red in them. Oh, babe with the power. Power of voodoo, who do you do? Remind me of the babe.
Absolutely awesome. They just do not make films like this anymore now. So would you class as a musical, or would you class as a fantasy film?
Fantasy with music, I would say.
Not a musical.
But no, then again, they'll go on.
Numbers.
Probably, like, but again, it is technically a musical cue, like, I mean.
It is, but I feel like if there was, I mean,
what
if you had a touch more music in it, it would be.
What kind of magic spells do you use? How Paul?
What?
Sing along.
I'll make 2 seconds.
And baby said.
And obviously,
it's magic dance.
The goblins jump up. Obviously, they're just little people on wires, aren't they, to get hoist up.
Yeah.
Obviously, they took ages. If I remember right, they took ages doing that scene because there was chickens everywhere. You know what I mean? It was just a right pain to do. I think if I remember right, because I had people with arms on the wall going, "Start some magic deeds." Obviously, not cool.
Right. There's a swear word coming up in this, and you don't really catch it unless you get it. But obviously, the guy who comes out of the stone calls her the F word.
Does it not say friggin' mother or something?
Yeah, yeah. It sounds like your mother's an effer.
Yeah, I think I'm a few seconds ahead again. What the hell? Because when I press play, it takes a good 3 seconds for it to catch up, because obviously it's now TV.
Well, she's just walking there. She's
Yeah.
second stone she's writing on the floor now. Turning over. But again, going back to what Carl just said there, it was a music cue, but it's sort of faded on, and it's not like a full-on blown. So I mean,
I reckon give it a couple more songs, and it's definitely a musical. But I feel like it's just under the number of songs for me to class it as a musical entirely.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so if you think of Labyrinth, you don't think of musical, you just think of David Bowie's.
Well, I think it's obviously, if it wasn't for David Bowie, or if it wasn't for the fact that they hired, I mean, they obviously wanted a singer for this role. You know, it wasn't a coincidence, like Michael Jackson's name knocking about and then David Bowie getting a job and stuff like that. So clearly that there was going to be some numbers to be sung.
Baby said.
I think
it's not Rod Stewart.
Well, at least Rod had the hair already.
I was about to say that, yeah.
Hey, there's a scene before there, the baby was fucking blaring in the background, but obviously, like, it's like, it cuts to the baby and smiling, but like, if you keep an eye on that baby, and this bit here, I'm chucking the fucking baby, I mean, it's obviously a dummy, like, but it's...
And the thing is, though, this Toby, he's actually a puppeteer now. That's such a doll.
The bit before it goes, what came Magic spells too, doesn't he look at the camera, like breaking a form?
Yeah.
Right.
A little bit,
That is full-on music video motion, that.
Oh, and that bloody baby nearly fell there.
Yeah, they're getting the lipstick down, and the discovery that it's getting changed.
Yeah. I actress really good and like clever in itself, in it. How to make it harder for her.
So unfair. I mean, that is the theme of the movie, isn't it? What's unfair?
Yeah.
These guys, man.
Obviously, 1986 was Howard the Duck also. That actually
which also flopped as well, yeah.
That flopped for Howard the Duck flopped so bad. Obviously, George Lucas had to sell what was it? His computer company that became Pixar. He had to sell Bill him off, didn't he? Something like that to pay for with the debt.
That's what I never get about, look, let's say expectations. Oh, it's meant to do X amount of money. It's like when they're on about Running Man, how like they made 18 million before they even like from distribution, and then they're like, oh well, it's meant to make X amount of money. It's just like it needs time to find a market, to find an audience, to find it to become like a fucking cult classic. Like you would show your kids this movie now, you know what I mean? And it's like, you know what I mean? Now it's made its money back, but. And then again with the money Bowie would have sailed from his music. What are you going to say, Paul?
Yeah. These two guys here, do you guys get this bit? You know, when one leads to certain doom and one leads to thingy. Then she asks, it's that same old thing, isn't it? Like it's that riddle that's been with everyone for years. You know what I mean? Do you get the answer? Because I still to this day do not get the answer. One's telling the truth and one's lying, if you remember. Yeah.
You want to talk about that? Let's talk about Die Hard with a Vengeance, when they've got the jug of water, when they're like, you try and work it out, and then it cuts to something else, and then it cuts back to them, and they're like, they've worked out how to get sort of the percentage in one jug, and they're like, fix the solution, and you look at it and go, how did you even get to that?
When I was watching Die Hard with Vengeance a few weeks ago, the bit where they're putting the water back into it, there was tipping all over the place. I mean, you haven't did it right. Now, obviously,
well, you know what it is, though. I mean, obviously, if you pay really close attention, it's just a fucking movie.
Now this bit is great, but it's
real people. Apparently, it took them. They literally got to the deadline. Must have said there were like over 100 different pairs of gloves out to make. Apparently, they only just managed to get most of them made for the scene. I think she's hanging as well. She's hanging for like 40 foot or something.
Yeah. Weren't these like proper like these were puppeteers, these were proper like artists, weren't they? If I remember right.
I mean, as a kid, it's fucking class, like.
Yeah.
Just very clever that it goes, well, I'm down anyway, so I may as well continue going down. But in real time, you think, I just want to go back up. So that's very clever that she's went from the opposite of what you want to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Again, it's like one of them. Weren't books around this era like where you could choose? Wasn't a big hype where you could choose what chapter you read next, and you got to make choices.
Fantasy ones, yeah.
Right. Well, so in the 80s, it was all about the D&D thing, wasn't it? It was like make your own adventure.
So just a bit of facts quickly. Budget was 25 million, and it made 12.9. So obviously,
Aye, but this would have still had to been toured across the countries. Like, this is still film reel list, you know what I mean? So,
like you said, Mason, it's made its money back 10 times by now. I mean, and
a great film will always be remembered as it is to this day. We're still watching it, and families are showing kids today. So
yeah, we're watching it like 30 years later, aren't we?
Yeah. I mean, you consider like 1986, you know what I mean? But this is like the Top Gun, Ferris Bueller, Aliens, The Fly, Stand By Me, Highlander. You know, it's like Howard the Duck, yes. So it's kind of like a weird year because obviously there's some massive like films in there, but even then I don't know. I mean, did most of these films make a lot of money? I mean,
it probably just got lost in the because obviously in the I mean, how things we do like this film's out this year, it's like, oh, it's great, that film's great, that film's great. How many times I've said that, and it's like, and little films like this will just get lost because obviously the target audience was really kids, wasn't it?
I was going to say though, do you not think that affected it? Because to be honest with you, I'm looking at it right, it's got Jim Henson's name on it. Yeah, if most parents say that this does not look like the Muppets, this didn't look like
Fraggle Rock.
Really family-friendly thing, Fraggle Rock, yeah. So it's kind of like, you look at it and think, it wouldn't be a surprise or wouldn't be a shock if most parents thought, nah, that's not what I want to see the kids to see.
Well, that's the thing about films though, and cinema though, because TV was safe. Films were getting edgy and edgier. And like obviously parents were like, oh, it was still about 86. I would still say taking your kids to the pictures in 86 was like quite an event, not like a weekly thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
I would also agree with you guys.
Kermit the Froggy.
Kermit. Your money's probably still rolling in the Kermit.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows? It's hard to do it in lying down, Kermit. You have to stand up and do it. For some strange reason. But yeah, I mean, all that animatronics and stuff in the heads. I mean, like I said, Carl, like all the servers. I mean, and
they're very dry as well, which is sort of, I think it works for it because, like, I mean, look at Rob Bottin with the thing. Everything had KY jelly all over it. This is fucking class. This bit, how he just makes a door out of a door, and it's all in one shot.
Yeah, that's Mason's cupboard full of digital tapes, isn't it? What showed us yesterday.
Oh yeah, that nearly fucking had us that covered. But again, it's just a great gag.
Yeah, but it's like if you think about it, that gag is like from maybe like Lauren Hardy's, you know what I mean? Well, it probably would have done in those films.
Yeah, they all switcheroo.
It's another thing Messi got us into.
The fucking creepy ass walls as well.
Oh yep. Don't go.
Oh, go on. I don't get to shoot very often.
Oh yes.
Again, if like, at the time as well, this is again, if you look at what they were trying to do with the young ones, and they always were very ambitious, but just did it low budget as fuck. I always found that one creepy as fuck in the background.
Oh, come on.
Well, why do you sound like Sean Connery?
Yeah.
Since the dawn of time.
Yes. Go back.
Again, look at the artwork of them, man. They're just sculpted, class.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all like polystyrene. Yeah. And the sands come out of the mouth from the ball.
I mean, that one in the background, man, it still takes your whole attention to the back corridor, and it looks class.
Yeah.
Here comes the fucking crystal ball.
Now, this bit here is really good because it's kind of like there's the puppets. I mean, I don't know. It kind of shows that. Oh yeah, it's film. there's actually this one of these goblins, but then the lighting changed. Then like darker, and then obviously then it went bigger when it's fully reveal.
Yeah.
It's weird.
There's his bulge, Paul, just for you.
I'm trying not to look at it, but I can't help it.
You can't help it on some of the scenes.
But yeah, I mean, to be honest, I know you've seen about like the transfer and stuff like that, but it looks really well. I think Sony did a good job. That's way too close to his yeah.
Yeah, I've just seen
it's a bit too close.
A little bit too close.
Are you ahead of us again, Paul?
Yeah, man. Like I said, I can't note it's with human mate. I've not I'm watching this on the Curve TV, so it's actually like more in depth.
That's not fair.
Neighbour is alive. I still think that there's no when he throws a bloody crystal.
He's literally, the balls appeared,
Yeah.
and now chucks it.
Yeah, thanks. I'm trying to catch up if I can. This is
There
really
you
good,
go, Rico.
Yeah, we were talking about this the other day, weren't we?
It's like, oh my god, it's going to crush him, Yeah.
Now the second
actually just
David
two-
Bowie face is about to appear in a minute.
That's right.
When they
And the old classic, when they fall over after being chained, over nothing at all.
Hi. I mean, to be fair, that person can't see shit. Run down the corridor. Ah, okay. There's no animatronics going there, like.
I forget about that bit. Huggo became a real person for a second.
It's just a movie.
Hi. Just keep repeating to yourself. It's just a movie.
When they finally fell through, and it was Ghostbusters subway.
Australia. That sort of look there, you'd expect to see like a turtle just chilling out with a pizza.
That's it.
I love that them on the back just down on a pedal.
So when they go
Oh
up,
my god, it's going to crush them.
so when we get the downward shot, if you keep your eyes to the right, Bowie's face appears again. We'll get the downward looking shot. It's not fair.
Irish take the
Right, so keep your eyes on the right. We've got Hans. I'm going to keep calling him Hornswoggle. He's a fucking wrestler. Hoggle.
Isn't that a drink?
Oh, there's
Oh,
a...
the top goblin.
Nah, it's an Irish little monster that hides under that.
Right, so get ready for keep your eyes on the right. And there, just on the right, Bowie's face.
There he is, right?
No, I missed it. I love the bog of eternal stench. Now this picture I'm going to come out of the he's probably going in this few seconds. There's really good camera work, isn't it? It's like that magician, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously are... I mean, it's big enough to get them in, so...
Yeah,
It's kind of like a Mary Poppins kind of trick when she's got the bag on the table. You can see through the table. It's putting all this.
yeah.
Late in the 60s. Anyway.
I mean, she's a bit of a brat there to him, like, isn't she? I mean...
I say you want to see the little tour rag?
Just a woman and she was saying,
In all
I know
fairness,
that's right.
he hadn't exactly been a good guy, has he?
he wasn't really going to lead her back to the start, I don't think. Then he has Frank Oz in a second doing the puppetry of the
Which,
guy in
strangely
the
enough, didn't do the voice. Which is really
Yeah.
weird considering Frank Oz is known for doing voices.
Yeah.
Mr. to be precise.
Boo, boo!
God, I honestly, that would be like the guy's hand there, and then someone else with a rod puppet, full of head, talking.
Apparently there's a lot of like rehearsal, like without the puppets and everything. You used to do it over and over and over again. So like obviously.
That's why a lot of the
How
sets.
many takes it took?
It'll be why he's sitting down for as well. So obviously it'll all be built into that seat behind him.
Yeah. Aye.
Because I mean, to be honest with you, except for this stuff at the start, all of this is a studio on studios on lots.
Yeah. Aye.
I mean, even that background just underneath the hedge. I mean, getting it's all riddles, isn't it? It's never a straight fucking answer.
No.
Again, Carl, going back to Total Recall, is a bird like a tumour? You know what I mean? It's kind of like he's like a mutation. Oh, Dodgy Ray.
What?
In fucking signal interference.
Anything else? Yes. Now, I don't know if you guys are up to it yet.
Right, there's another face on the left.
Yep, on the wall.
On the floor.
Was it on the floor?
It's on the floor, aye.
Oh, so I can see now. I thought it was on the castle. I couldn't see it for a second. I was like, it's got to be there, surely.
Yeah, it's on the wall, that one. There is a one on the castle
I can
later on.
see it. Yeah, he's on the left, and he.
Who fucking came up with that idea to do that, man? I mean, fuck me.
Listen, it's like, I mean, it must have been not like a lot of extra work, but it must have been like, you know, it must have had like other things to do.
It's kind of different. Like, they're eggs, isn't it? Before Easter eggs became popular.
Yeah.
I mean,
but I suppose it's really clever because obviously you assume what's he doing right now, you know what I mean? He's clearly going to be watching her. The whole purpose of this is his entertainment.
yeah.
So the idea of his face being there, he's following her all the way through the film.
He's up to Ludo yet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ludo. I mean, what an amazing fucking puppet Ludo is, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what's more amazing is the little creatures on the sticks that they use to bite him.
Nah, they're just little grabbers. I want a little...
Oh yeah.
I remember
like the T-Rex one.
Kid. Yeah, the T-Rex one, yeah.
you hold it down at the bottom and the head will go.
Aye.
Bit of a Three Stooges gag here.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever seen the film, the Three Stooges film? The film from like 2010.
Isn't that a Farley Brothers?
It is, yes.
No, I haven't seen it, but
It's so funny. It's really, really funny. Like, it's only guilty
Is it funny
pleasure.
because it's funny, or is it funny because you laugh at it? Is it like so bad it's funny?
There's bits absolutely loving it. If you get a chance to watch it, it's something that people don't really talk about.
well, they never got a Blu-ray release, did it? It just got slapped out on DVD, then all of a sudden got forgotten about.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I did manage to get the other night when I was on Music Magpie, and I needed one more for me 4 for £8, and Clean Slate popped in my head, so that was on there. I was like, shut up, man. So I managed to bag Clean Slate.
Oh no. Guys.
It's fucking massive, that thing. He would have been a great NECA toy, him.
Oh,
Yeah, well, hasn't McFarlane got the rights? Because obviously they did the Jared...
They've only done the... Yeah, because they've only done the Goblin King, huh?
Yeah. But then years
I mean,
ago,
that
it was
looked good,
NECA. NECA one was years ago, but they go for stupid prices them now. But
Yeah.
McFarlane, then they should... Oh, hopefully.
I mean, that must be a massive guy in that mind.
No, I think it's just on stilts, mate. Just on stilts. Because obviously, someone's... Then obviously, it won't be stilts, I'm sure. I
Huge.
can't remember now.
It's fucking massive. Again, it would still be CGI now.
Yep.
So it is. I mean, it is a story about like courage and like obviously, like she's obviously in the terrible teens, isn't she? She's about to like transition out of that into like early adulthood.
Yeah, the win. I'm still main out of more terrible teens.
Got some fucking eyebrows going there, the hoggle like. Oh, the doors.
Did he just do a pub play, Mason?
Me, no, it's my new chair.
Yeah, I know. Anyway.
But this is just the same as them two-headed guys before, though, isn't it?
Yeah. This is one of the things that I've got on the very long list of tattoos that I need to get. So I'm going to get both of these guys on like one on each back shoulder.
I'm going to get bulge on my arm.
You get what?
No.
Well, you said bulges on your arm, though. Like
Bulge. David Bowie one.
Yeah.
I think this would hurt, wouldn't it, if you put that blue thing in his mouth? That would bloody kill.
But I always remember as a kid, like, how did that actually... Because he's got the placement where it should be. How did that end up not being in his mouth? How did it end up being in his mouth to begin with?
It's very clever holding his nose to get the thing. It is a very clever film if you think about it, isn't it? It doesn't get just with, like, the pop of us old people. But,
there's very original
very
ideas,
smart.
yeah.
It's very smart, obviously. Jim Vincent, Frank, George Lucas. I mean, what could go wrong?
Well, this is it.
It's very glittery. I've never noticed that until recently. It's kind of like Twilight with the glittery sparkles.
Again, that's not CGI, but it just looks like...
No. The camera picks it up so well through a meeting, you know what I mean?
What scene are you on?
What?
What scene are you on?
She's just walked into the magical forest.
I'm just walked in, I should like.
She's trying to get Ludo to follow.
Ah, right, okay, yeah.
There's no way to get Bowie in the bit because I'm freaks save my technology. Gosh, just go back to the days of DVDs and the super big DVDs. Everyone had the same bloody copy then.
Simpler times.
There he is, Bowie and the baby.
Excellent. I wish it was simpler times. Is this not a PG?
Mm-hmm.
It's you on No TV.
It's probably extra features now. Well, saying that, I think it's always been a PG, hasn't it?
Yeah, looking at my copy now and it's PG.
Yeah? What does it say on the back of it? Mild fantasy peril or something like that?
Mild fantasy violence, frequent mild bad language.
Like I said, mine didn't have that. Well, bad language, she did tell it to fuck off, didn't she, or something like that?
Yeah. Sure,
No, it wasn't that F word.
Yeah.
It rhymes with got. It starts with F.
You on No TV.
It starts with F and ends with got. There's another face.
Yeah.
Oh, that's clear as day, that mine.
But again, when it moves, it breaks up as well. So
Yeah, very clever. So it had to be in line.
And I'm resting on my own face. Hoggle.
again, though, he gives her the apple, and you've seen the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs book at the start of the book as well. At the start of the film.
Yeah. Is it an apple? I thought it was a peach.
Well, you know, it's just a movie.
You can pitch for hours, you know, and face off.
Yeah,
I like to suck on your face. Would you enjoy it if I let you suck my tongue?
Oh, I know. What a friggin' start of a film.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Fucking absolutely off his tits, man.
You get arrested for that these days. well. I was just about to check. Yes. Has this ever came back to the pictures like a reissue one or not?
I would have definitely seen it if it had, but I haven't seen it.
I don't think mainstream. I think it's got like a kind of cult following. Like, what's that cinema called? Called a Tyne Theatre.
Tyneside.
Tyneside.
Yeah, Tyneside, aye.
But obviously with the resurgence of, you know, the 4K of, you know, like Gremlins and the 4K of Jaws, and obviously coming out of the pandemic, that's what I think the cinema will be doing, is just rehashing a lot of stuff like that.
Well, apparently, I mean, we haven't had anything really, but apparently in America, there's loads of them doing it now. Like, apparently there's one of the cinema lines were doing the Dark Knight trilogy. Basically, apparently there's a bunch of companies that are trying to entice people to go back to cinema. So they're putting on like these one-off like trilogies and stuff like that. I tell you what, I would definitely be down for if we ever did like a back-to-back at the cinema, like Back to the Future.
Yes. I'm not joking. I want to watch Back to the Future today. I haven't got Netflix on the TV yet because I need to get me caught off my mum. I haven't done that yet. I couldn't find anything to watch. I'm not going to watch Back to the Future. I was like, freak's sake, man. So I'll be picking a few things. But hopefully going to start doing. Oh yeah, because Back to the Future's getting a 4K release either end of the year or next year, isn't it?
Yeah.
Here he comes.
This freaked me out. This definitely freaked me out as a kid.
The song's class, like.
The song's great, just the orange kind of, the limbs again all over the place, it's freaky.
But this is all blue screen though, isn't it? It's all like
Yeah, aye.
You can tell it's where they kind of body goes.
What's
They got a good at it.
Yeah.
Did it down with fire?
It's the only way.
But you can totally tell it's Danny John Jules. I know the internet's really blown up today. People like not realising it's been him, but obviously again, if it's been filmed in London.
Yeah.
Danny thingy from Red Dwarf.
Yeah,
Yeah, Cat.
He was also in Little Shop of Horrors at the start.
Yeah. I mean,
Was
it's like he's in Lock, Stock and Two Barrels and that. He's like been in loads of shit.
I think I would have invested a lot more in his character in Blade 2.
Oh well, that's it. He's even in one of my music videos. I mean, Laconia versus the Tournament. He's so he plays one of the assassins in the original demo, which was obviously cut into my music video. So yeah, it's a fucking small world, like.
It's still,
I don't know, I think he's a bit of a... I think he's one of those actors, or like, I mean, obviously he's still doing Red Dwarf. I mean, I don't know how you feel about that, like, but pretty much, I think, obviously, watched the series as far as it went, and then it had that massive hiatus where nothing happened, and then they brought out that one, like, Christmas special, Back to Earth. I watched that, and I mean, I haven't got any enthusiasm. I mean, there's about 2 seasons now. I haven't seen.
There's a new one out now, isn't there? I'm on and off at the moment with them, so if I can watch it, I can. If not, then it's just not me back.
Red Dwarf went a bit weird when it dropped the canned studio laughter because you didn't know whether you meant to laugh at a joke and stuff like that, especially younger. Yeah. But when I mean, just going back to this here, they've dropped the Lunar key on a lot of this stuff, and now it's that clear you can actually see through them. It's like missing a colour.
Yeah. I was in Forbidden Planet. It was beginning of the year last year, and I had one of these. It was $54.99. You could see arms and head stuff and stuff. Really? It was like a stuff. It was kind of thing. I don't know how much is that. I can't be price it.
It's not as bad as you go into the big market and you go to that shop and it's like, how much is that? It's expensive, right? Wow, like you don't know me. You fucking grumpy bugger.
Is that the one when you walk in and you're pretty much in the whole shop?
No, that's no. There's a guy in the corner who's pretty sound, but it's the shop that's recently moved. It used to be near the greengrocers. Yeah. Well, how much is that? Expensive.
He's alright. I don't mind him. He's a guy's old American import. And stuff like that.
American imports. You see him at Hex and Boot sale every bloody Sunday if you go. just fucking him and his wife just go fucking left and right while running around with everything.
Find all the pop culture figures. Oh, Katrina! What a good idea, the Bogovic stenches. It's such a kid's. What can I say? Because if you go into it, you smell like poo for. I have fart noises. What a good idea.
Good slide going there. Doesn't look as nice, slippy and. Right, so this is where there's a face of Bowie in a second. But there's. No, it's the next time you see that wide shot. But the downward looking shot there, they've actually painted out the boom mic.
Good.
So the boom mic's been there.
30 odd years.
Well, I'd say what they did with Jaws.
How can she not pull him up?
He's a little chunker, that's why.
Yeah, all the animatronics in his head probably weigh millions.
Another film around about this era when I was it's a next scene I think we see of Bowie.
I'm gonna say
another film at the time. I think when they slip here, this is where the boom mic was. Flash Gordon was another one of the movies of that era that I got to see on telly, and obviously you've got that bit where you got Richard O'Brien and Timothy. Right, this is where the boom mic was. There, oh, it's still there. Look, it's still there. Did you see that, Carl?
I didn't spot him, no.
Oh, the boom mic was still there. Actually, I thought Guru Rai said it was painted out, but he lied.
Never trust anyone on YouTube.
I know. But no, Flash Gordon, the bit where they have to put the hand in the tree stumps, and they go down to the lagoon again and stuff like that. It's just so eerie and creepy.
Yeah. To be honest, I watched Flash Gordon. It was on our TV in HD. It looked really good. So it looked amazing in 4K.
They were definitely a great duo when I went to Comic-Con. I didn't meet them two, but they did a talk. It was one of those interesting layouts because when most talks, especially in Newcastle, you have to be sitting in the area to hear it. Whereas they didn't do it on this one. They literally had the stage in the back of the room, and it had a complete open space. So literally, if you're waiting in queues and stuff like that, you could literally listen to anyone doing any of the talks. Right. It was really cool because Brian.
Blasted.
What do you call him?
Blasted.
Brian Blasted. He completely outstayed Sam. Like you say, you think of Flash Gordon and Brian Blasted. It was just all Brian Blasted. It was so funny. He sat down for 2 seconds and then he started laughing about how he hates sitting down, and he went on a 10-minute spiel about how he was basically pacing back and forward on the stage. He's got so much energy.
Right, I'll give you a quick call back because we're about at the hour mark, alright?
Right up, no worries.
Right. So this episode is sponsored by Steel Town Music. We check it all out. We're just Ambrosius has just appeared with his mascot. Ambrosius is the mascot. Just about to ring the guys back. Max is out as now, but yeah, check out Steel Town Music. Hello guys, sorry. So you're saying Ambrosius and what's he called, sir? Fucking little scrappy little thing.
Who was the teddy bear? He was the teddy bear, isn't he? And
so going back to one of the theories, do you think these are all echoes of her personality?
Yeah, well, I mean, it is very much a Wizard of Oz theme because obviously all the characters represent our toys. So I think.
Honestly, God, right, guys. Next door neighbour, the Americans have got a dog called Zorro, and it's like that. It's just this little fucking little beast, and it doesn't shut up. Dead canny, but it just keeps going for you.
All you have to do is just ask. Ask, you know what I mean? Speak polite, you go across. It's been scan rule. It goes.
I like how
I will conquer this mountain.
I know just the movie, but I like how Ludo is such a massive creature. You could literally pick him up and grab him, but he chooses to get a log. Like a very, I don't know, a very human thing to do.
mad.
Ludo, friend.
The junkyard bit as a kid scared me, and the puppetry scares us even to this day. Saves Cobu.
Yeah.
Salesman.
Ludo, friend. There wasn't much merchandise for this, was there, back in the day?
Not that I remember, but let's say it was a year of my birth, so it was probably all gone by the time I was.
Oh my god, I was 5 when this came out.
No, I wasn't even. Well, I was apparently a form of my dad.
Mason was probably 3 or something like that.
Yeah, about that. I would say that by the time I got to see it was like 90, 91, you know.
No, wait, what was it?
About 90, I would say 89, 90 when I seen this, because it was on telly when I first saw it. Because I remember just being like, proper shit.
It was a figure. The cover was just, and obviously in the figure shop it was the original artwork cover that you said from before, the t-shirts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Now, what gets me, the oh yeah, and obviously they still got because they're not dry.
Aye.
Smell forever. Their feet.
Well, going back to Welcome to the Land of the Long White Cloud, is it episode 4, Carl? When I'm asking for you, because obviously you get the nickname of Ludo, and calling for the rocks, and them rocks all the way up to that broken shipwreck.
But when Ludo comes on the rocks and it makes all the fart noises, it's absolute. The fart noises just make this bit for me, like. And then when Roshes goes on to it, goes. Come on. A bit to the real dog.
Proper little
Dog King reminds me of the dog.
Sinister little fucking Torag, him like.
Is it just made for more rocks? Come on, then,
It's funny because you know for a fact the bloke is probably going over those rocks, like with the same frame of mind of, please don't fall.
Are you praying for an outtake of him falling out, because that wouldn't dry or clean very quick?
Not at all. Like that would be like days of shoots just put on hold.
Now the dog, is it the same dog from the start, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I always thought it was, anyway.
I always thought. Because obviously it's just a. It's
Again,
just
this is where I kind of get to the idea: is it all a part of our mind?
I mean, I generally think that. I think she's spat the dummy, she's stressed herself out, she's went back, she's had a nap, and this has happened, and
Yeah.
the all-seeing eye.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, look at that. I mean, I think it's from tree to tree there, but like the whole like extended matte painting, it's just class.
Yeah.
Now, does it go in? I mean, to be honest with you, looking back, if Michael Jackson was the Goblin King, why you want to steal babies to make goblins would have been questionable now. Like, but
Yeah. Well,
it is kind of weird. What?
So glad.
No, I was just going to say, like, it's kind of like again, it's trying to tell kids to behave, or you're going to get stolen by the Goblin King, innit?
I mean, that was the story, wasn't it? It was, watch out. I mean, we did it. I mean, when we got kids, I mean, it was going to be like the boogeyman was going to get us, or, you know, very racist, I think. But I think once or twice we got Dickie Dark was going to come and get us if we stayed outside too long.
Are you up to the bit where she just took a bite?
She just took about an hour.
Right. But when she goes next to the tree, the lighting is amazing. It goes dark. It's like I mean, no, there's balls in his. By the way.
Yeah. I quite like this part though, because I mean, this is like, you can see like he's genuinely like distraught by what he's just done. I feel like it's quite a big character moment for him, builds up to the fact, is he a good guy, is he a bad guy? And then obviously now she's going to be fucking, well, essentially high as a kite because she's going to crash.
Essentially going to be high as a fucking kite.
That poor guy behind Bowie doing the...
Imagine if Bowie farted. Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, they insist on doing all this ball work for, you know, for the fact that they knew the guy couldn't do it.
But I would
he's probably sitting behind him under that cape.
Yeah. Because you could... There was no... to use agent.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know what you've just said.
It was something to do with CGI, wasn't it?
Something to do with Humpty Dumpty and CGI, that's all I heard.
That's very Wizard of Oz, isn't it? The fairy in the bubble.
Yeah, well this is when it sort of has that masquerade ball thing in it, where it's all weirdly...
Yeah. Fun fact, she had to take dancing lessons to do that. Apparently she really couldn't do ballroom dance. I don't know if it was a fun fact, but it was a fact.
It was a good fact. It does. It kind of reminds of the medieval Venice kind of upper class kind of parties, doesn't it? You know what I mean? That used to have in the medieval times.
Yeah.
The masquerades on the faces, yes.
Have you ever been to a ball, boys?
No, I haven't.
No, I mean, I was going to go to... I was going to go to... they did a mask room ball for Screenage. Kicks did one for Batman.
Alright.
I was going to go to that one, but...
That would have been pretty cool, like.
In your eyes. It's a good song, this.
Again, though, now he's sex pest and a teenager. I mean, what's that about, man?
Yeah.
But is it part of her
Did he not want
fantasy?
to marry her? Did he not want her to stay forever? That wasn't the thing he wanted.
He's just creepy.
Looks at the box and a puppet pops out, but it's the head of the puppet from before, isn't it? Like just a mock-up of it. Oh, as the world falls down.
The world falls down.
Falling in love. With puppet string and sock. Would you class it as a film?
Say again?
Would you class it as a girly film?
No.
How much
Yeah, I think it's very generic. It's very, I think it's right down the middle.
To be honest with you, I mean, this probably doesn't get enough credit for being a clone of Wizard of Oz. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A remake of Wizard of Oz.
It's kind of like it's a twisted version, isn't it? So with Wizard of Oz, it had its dark moment with the flying monkeys and that, but it was very like colourful and family friendly with the monks in town and stuff like that. This just feels like it's the Wizard of Oz with a massive twist on you. Gone a bit more creepy. And the fact that she almost feels like she's almost like giving into him as well. It's almost like she's fascinated with him.
Yeah, it's a bit of seduction, isn't it?
That was the date rape peeps. He's planned all along.
Falling in love. I mean, the special effect, which is when she gets a chair, like, I'm like, Die Hard? Did she get a chair and smash the window?
Yeah.
Die Hard.
Yeah.
Welcome to the party, pal. I love seeing.
I mean, I would suggest Die Hard for our next series, but there'll be pretty little epic ones, like. Because that's 5 films. I would probably look towards doing a trilogy for our next run.
Yeah, I don't think I can watch Die Hard. There's nothing. Watch Die Hard 5. I think I've seen it twice.
Oh, I don't like that effect.
Yeah,
That was borderline Jaws 3 shark smash shit. What the fuck's that?
But the bit of check comes out.
Yeah, well, yeah, and the whole glass smash, yeah.
Yeah, but the 3D, the stops. What?
I wonder if Shredder's in that fucking... See, even like Huckle's even fucking questioning, like, his weirdness. Again, this is weird here. Where like again, though, does this not simulate like her like losing faith in her possessions? Do you know what I mean? Like letting go of her childhood.
Yes. Yeah. These junkyard people scared that I me as a kid. Like them like yuck.
I'm telling you what, my neighbour who lives at the back of mine looks like this, and she fucking scares me, mind.
I believe you. She's amazing.
Brittany was saying.
People from concert look like that.
Well, Brittany was saying it reminds her of the sheriff's mum in Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Oh yeah, the witch. Yeah, funny enough, Joe, but I think of the witch, but then I automatically think of the witch from Men in Tights, when she's just absolutely like obsessed with the sheriff and just wants him.
Yeah. It's all backwards.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, that whole thing is a bit backwards, but it works so well.
I like other
Cool,
notebooks.
notebooks.
Nice with the accent.
I never noticed the one on the right, the other creep.
Yeah. I suppose it's quite easy to miss as well. Or...
Would have been dark in. Does that mean they had to do a lot of colour correcting for the HD transfer?
Yeah.
They call it big but also of problems. Are you guys in a bedroom now, are you?
Yeah, she's just on the bed cuddling the tie. Hey.
No, yeah, everything's alright now.
I think, Paul, you're the only one of us who does podcasts in bed, mate.
It's because I've got an else to go on. Yeah.
Now, there's a nice little subtle touch there on a bedroom cabinet. There's a picture of her and her mum, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Because that's one thing. Her mum's died, hasn't she? That's where she's obviously getting...
This is like that could lead into the whole reason why she's like this and why she's kind of traumatic and she's gone into this whole world.
The bit where the junkyard lady was in, because you went, oh, it was all a dream, it's alright now. And then she opens the door and she walks in and it's like, oh, yeah, this is real. This is real. It's like...
It's almost like she's semi-woke up. Yeah, it's almost like having a dream and she's aware of surroundings, but...
Yeah, there's the Barry statue right there on the table when you get to it.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a horsey. You put some lipstick. And she's just painting all the concessions on top of it. It's like, I mean, this is just possessions. This is
this is what it's getting at, isn't it? Because she's now looking at it and these are all just things. Yep. Wizard of Oz popped up again.
Yep. Can you remember the cartoon, the Saturday morning kids shows where they could win prizes, but they have to hold the prizes as much as in the hands, and they got more prizes to go on top of it as much as it could hold. And if they drop it, they would lose all those prizes.
You couldn't get away with 80s kids TV shows now. I mean, can you imagine the lawsuits now you get for fucking Funhouse?
But I see you don't want to be running around a Funhouse with Pat Sharp. That mullet.
The best...
Although the twins were always quite attractive when I was younger.
The most recent thing I can think of, 80s kind of kids TV show, was Dick and Dom in the Bungalow. I'm not even sure, I think it was in the mid-80s, 20s. I know, but I'm just saying that's more like the 80s.
Oh,
right. That's what I'm saying, yeah. I was watching that in my 20s then, it was so funny, because obviously they were doing jokes that wasn't kids, but they were, it's like kind of made like 80s kind of thing, Dick and Dom in the Bungalow.
I met Dick and Dom in Beamish. They did a bit in Beamish. It was really funny because like nobody knew. It was just them with like a single camera dude, and it was just like, no, there was, I don't know. be honest with you, it was weird because like I'm in like a different section. They were doing like Georgian stuff, and they just like decided to do a shot in the town. They were just like they walked in the shop. No, like we're here to do any filming or anything like that. They just walked in and just like ordinary people, and I was just like, and like nudged me mate, and I was like, that's fucking dumb off telly. She's like, I don't think so, but why are they here? Nobody knew.
All I heard was
so they can run.
All I heard was bogies. He's doing a bogies thing.
That didn't watch it, mate. I don't know the reference.
Alright.
Open up right now. Open up.
Now, do you think this third act goes quick, or do you think it drags on a little bit too long? This third
There's a
act?
lot going on in the third act. You're going to have a massive battle, then we've got that weird, almost semi-music video, then just wraps it up. Look at the dog, man. It's a total puppet in the background. It's a total puppet.
This is for you, Carl. You probably know this anyway. It's when you see Yoda in one of the houses. There's a puppet of Yoda in one of the houses. You know.
That's right, yeah.
It's absolutely.
I don't think I saw it as a kid, but like years later, I remember watching it and I'm thinking, oh, is that Yoda?
What is your... Oh, in here? When's Yoda?
He's in the house. But apparently George Lucas brought Darth Vader to the set on the first day of shooting to give Jim Henson like a good look card. He said, oh, here's a good look card for you. It was like Darth Vader coming on set. Bloody hell.
Fucking...
That's a pretty cool shot. Look at that dog, man.
I mean, that just adds sinister at that.
It is, it's quite dark, isn't it?
Ka-ching. Ambrosius comes up, Ambrosius. I like it when Ambrosius was the spikes, and the spikes wobble because of fake.
Yeah.
And now it's a puppet.
He's more punk than freaking saving anymore.
I mean, I love it how it's almost like an old school Mega Drive game. The bad guy's got free functions, and if you work out the pattern, you're safe.
You just have to dodge the same moves.
And it used to be up like him in Black or something like that, but he's controlling it.
Yeah.
Again, that must be a pretty big... I'm not going to say this, but I'm going to have to. I love it how the pilot looks semi-fucking, like, Japanese, like, obviously, like a fucking evil fighter or something. just the way he had his headsets and all that, it's just...
And he's got a moustache also, and an attachment.
Yeah, it's like, they're like...
He's definitely of an Asian origin, like...
Kamikaze kind of thing.
Two buttons to destroy the world.
You got a squeaky chair like that. Wish I had a chair.
It's a brand new chair, actually. It's a brand new chair, guys, actually.
You just need to wiggle a little bit more, get it worn in.
Well, I was looking for... I had some WD-40, but I don't know what I've done with it, so I want to have a look for it after this podcast.
Don't talk about WD-40. I used to the bike. It's all we were talking about. Gaming chairs where like it's like all padded.
This is a lot squeakier than the other night. I do apologise. I normally sit on it like a wrestling chair, you know, when you just open it up and then that's it. I normally just sit on that, but my fucking arse is always numb after it.
Oh, well, I'm sitting on like a couch chair, and I end up being like sit up straight, and I just slouch down gradually, so I'm pretty much lying down by the end of it.
Well, to be honest with you guys, I mean, we're not talking about the Labyrinth here in a minute, but what I'm going to do is on my solo podcasts, I'm actually going to start doing them in the bedroom and actually watch the VHSs of movies you can't get, you know what I mean, just for more content. But obviously not doing... Because I would have loved you guys being on the Relic the other night, because obviously that was, like, I couldn't see fucking shit on that film, like.
No. Like I said, mate, that's always had a problem transfer from VHS to DVD. Even I think the Blu-ray came out in America, and that's even got problems with it. It needs a proper new 4K scan.
It needs. I think Arrow should get it. I think. Where's Yoda?
When you walk through the village, yeah, top left, little house with the door closed next to Ludo. That's Yoda. A few seconds ahead of you. Like the door closed.
Black Cat's just appeared.
Yes, but a few seconds after that, when there's a house on the left, There's only 2 houses, one on left, and a door closes. That's your.
Fucking hell, it is, aye.
Yeah.
Why would Yoda be in the Goblin City?
It's because Frank Oz was in it.
I know, but like, is he just like got a wrong vacation somewhere? Do you think is that what's happened there?
Like, just figured he'd have a something day out from the Dagobah.
I don't think I've looked this before, but when they walk past the fountain, the goblins are having wee-wees from the weenas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The music really helps us. This set must have been fucking massive.
I was gonna say like that. You can see it's a beautiful painting of the sky, like, but everything else is real.
There's loads of people's hands and stuff on them.
I don't think it'd be a big set. I think it's just made it look big. It's not Ghostbusters set at the end. Yeah, on the roof. Come on, Ambrosius! I don't know why, but every time I see the puppet dog, I always think of Fraggle Rock with Sprocket.
Yeah, it's got that like kind of wiggle to it, hasn't it?
There's a lot of chickens in this bloody town, like, isn't there? A bit of KFC, right?
Which is source of protein.
Like an element of realism, but like how small do you go and how big do you go?
Yeah.
Chickens
They're doing a good job of being there.
Again, though, that's perfect. It's just a dog running away with a puppet on it, and you just can't, beat that because the dog's real as fuck.
Yeah.
Again, she'd be like, okay, let's go, and she'd be like talking to nobody.
Yeah. Well, that was the thing I forgot to mention earlier on, which I found really like kind of, it would have taken some like getting used to, but whenever you say Bowie talking to any of the puppets, the volume of the mics was actually always behind them. Obviously, there was no volume coming from the puppet's faces at all. And I remember reading that last night. I thought that must have been really jarring at first to sort of like look at a puppet and talk to him, but have the voice be coming from behind you.
Well, haven't we talked about this before with the guy who did the voice of Roger Rabbit? Because like, Roger Rabbit was just like a massive like prop, but he would turn up and do the voice. But like, what was weird about it was, I think he's called Charles Fletcher. He came dressed as Roger Rabbit in the suit, and I think that like he said he did it for like character's benefit, but that would have been a bit like weird.
He done Disney's Pop Culture. I remember watching that, and he turned up in the suit and everything. And that's how you know.
That mouth of that puppet of that whatever he's called, Sil, what do you call it? I love that. I mean, even that's just done perfect.
Yeah.
I love that. I mean, essentially, is that a dog riding a dog?
I don't really saw him as a dog. I thought more like a fox-looking creature.
This kind of reminds me of like all its crooked rooftops and stuff. That's a big.
Again, though, stuff like this as a kid, when you've seen it, even now, I mean, you look at it now and you go, "That's fucking class how they've done it."
Yeah.
That was all one shot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to question how Ludo's got up them fucking ladders, like, but you know.
Ludo do well. Ludo.
Carl, you need to get that as your ringtone.
Oh, the rocks look really fake. That's just a film, but I don't know why.
No rock's going to look any more faker than the rocks that are dropping on the people at the end of Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Then when it hits that car and bounces like fucking 5 foot up in the air, then goes for a second volleyball. It's like, what the fuck?
Weren't the rocks video controlled also so they could like drive around?
Oh, these ones probably are.
Yeah.
These ones were, once you save Ludo, the rocks are like kind of rolling towards her on their own.
Yeah.
And these are alright, yeah.
Poor chickens are just crushed from the rocks.
Lunch.
On your lives.
I'm going to say you've got the biggest threat that you've got in your party, and he's fucking sit on top of a building, crying. Although he's a very Chewbacca-esque character, though, isn't he?
He is, yes.
Kind of has a very, like, an emotional kind of roar. It's not like a...
I love it.
Scary beast.
I love it how they could have went for like a simple like strike, but the fact that it's just such impact in them flying up in the air.
They'll just go up in the air.
But this is all like, I don't know how much of this is reversed and obviously cranked up a lot more as well.
Yeah, I feel like that scene where they were going in the buildings, that was reversed. What a battle, man.
I mean, I was just going to say them rocks look like barrels.
Yeah, the bigger ones definitely do.
Again, I don't know what we've...
That's just a good little stunt, that, like, I like that.
What bit are you up to?
Well, they're running through the town now.
Yeah.
And 3 of them have just jumped out. Just been knocked over.
Been knocked out.
Fucking... I mean, that person must be deaf. It's got a fucking...
Yeah, pretty much.
And then this rock comes and it's just perfect timing, like, oh, is it? Is it?
It's wobbling.
Boom.
I mean, that's like quite gory, that really, when you think, like, the fact that it splattered, it didn't just knock them down.
Well, the fact that you can hear the voice and it's still moving, I think illustrates that it's okay. I mean, no one dies in this movie.
Yeah.
When they get to the castle, yeah, and
But-
you look to the bottom left, there's 2 pints of milk outside the gate.
Yeah, there is.
I'm not joking.
I
I've
think
never noticed that before.
I think we forgot to mention. I think that is it. There are 2 more of the Bowie's faces, which are long gone now. Like, but
I think that's one of the things I wanted to make sure I like pointed out every time, but
I think
Sorry,
the one
I've
in
got
the
2
wall
pints
in the
of
mist.
milk
Yeah.
instead.
Now this is quite a
last
used
one.
set. I mean, this set's been throughout the movie.
yeah.
The bloody mess.
But again, as well, it's up to her to make the save and obviously do it without them.
Yeah. Again, hence why I kind of lean towards the fact that it's all in her head. Because, like, you know, she knows it's like kind of her job, her role.
Ludo said.
Don't you want us anymore? No, fuck off. Fine. You helped us, but fine. Bye.
I love this. I absolutely love how they've done this, and
Yeah, because it's such a clever way of doing it, like.
I mean, it's set.
In school, in one of maths class, we had a picture of like Labyrinth. I mean, of like, you know, like the famous picture, like this, of the stairs. We had one of them in the maths class, and it was made of Labyrinth. It is amazing how it did this. I think on the making of it, it was like harnesses and stuff, wasn't it?
I mean,
Yeah,
a lot of it's camera work, composite.
Yep.
But again, this is obviously before people spent a lot of time doing computer simulations beforehand. It's all written out and drawn out the hardware.
Yeah, I think what works really well is the fact that they're using a bit of everything. Say if it was just camera work, if it was just wire work on its own, I think it would only hold up for a few minutes. But I think like the playing around with it, the bouncing from different ones, you're not really focused on one way.
I would be honestly, if you had a look into it, I would be honestly open that if someone was actually hired as separate to do a music video, maybe someone who had worked with Bowie beforehand, because this is essentially a music video in its way.
Yeah. Well, he did do a music video, but I think it was more focused on the helping hand scene when she was being held up.
It's
by all the gloves.
it's going underground like a sewer one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. Aye.
Deep, not even going underground, yeah. And Huggles in it.
Yes, he is. Aye.
Inside you.
There was a clip before when the baby was up on the stairs, and it just looked like if someone fucking flattened a kid and stuck him to it.
it was the reverse, wasn't it?
And you see shots like that and you think, oh shit, don't fall.
It's amazing, like. That set must have given you a headache when you walked in.
Oh, I mean, it must have taken some serious rehearsal, like.
Oh, I do believe.
How many kids do you think they had for this then, Paul?
One.
It's a lot
I
for
think
the.
it's just the same kid.
It's a lot for the baby. Like, isn't it normally the twins, aren't they?
Yeah, but no, it's just the one.
I reckon though, like I reckon you're probably only looking at maybe 2 days shooting though, aren't you? If you combine all the scenes you've been in.
Let's do his scenes first and probably just get like I said, a standard puppet kind of thing. It's not Ghostbusters 2 Oscar, is it?
You imagine being that kid now and like going to conventions and all that. Oh, do you want to do a Q&A? And like, what's the point? I don't fucking remember anything.
Yeah, like Carl said, it's I mean, he's a puppeteer and he works with his dad. I mean, and he worked in the Dark Crystal and stuff like that. So obviously he's embraced it. But it's like when you can have, it's like Newt from Aliens doing autographs now. You know what I mean? It's like so weird.
Well, what was the one? Like, even when you watch that Friday the 13th documentary, and there's a couple of the kids now growing up, and they're like, oh yeah, I don't remember. It's like be interesting, Carl. This for the, like, I'm not going to for the love of horror, but like obviously they're doing the Jaws reunion, which I don't think will happen because of I don't think it'll happen. I think they should really hold back. But it's like the kid in it, because is it the younger brother or is it the kid?
I think it's the one who was like, you know, the one who's like sitting there crying on the beach. It's not the older one. I think it's the younger one.
Because one of them's dead, isn't it? It might be one of them. But like, even asking him, what do you remember? I mean, what do you remember when you were like 5 or 6? It's shattered memories.
Well, this is it. I mean, like I say, but even like, I mean, that's like the child aspect of it. There's a lot of people, like I say, who were like, especially in that era of film working. You know, a lot of people sit there and tell you like, I can't remember being on that film. You know, like, and some of them are like pretty main characters. I think it's just because of the way like you used to go put on set, you did your own scene, so it's not like you saw the whole film. You know, a lot of these probably didn't get invited to the premiere or anything like that, so they probably only know the bits that they were in, and it didn't really amount to a lot unless you are like a really important character. But
I mean, I'm getting like that now.
How people make money these days. I mean, if I'm a kid in Jaws, I'm going to try and make money on the conflict.
Well,
have you seen go back to the film? Have you seen the shots that they're using? It's very
dreamy.
What's the word? It's like blurred. Some scenes are blurred, and some scenes aren't, which is really good. I mean, I
power focus. Yeah.
Well, it's given that dream state. It's a dream state effect, isn't it? Really.
Yeah. Just noticing now. What were the words? What were the words?
The words.
The words.
What the words?
Over me.
You have no power over me.
Excuse me. Well, can you hear me since
I know, I'm going to get the WD. Honestly, this is the first time I've done a podcast on this new chair. And I don't want to say it. I want to thank Brittany for buying it.
So it's a dog ritual stench.
Honestly, man,
I want to thank Brittany for the sound effects.
It's a harrowing shot of him falling there, like.
Yeah, because it's such a... I like to say it's such an artistic film, like.
A pop.
And then she falls into a bed.
No. Not yet, she's still falling.
Still stands.
Just fake owl.
Ooh, that owl on blue. Ooh, that hasn't aged well.
Yeah. But that's apparently this is one of the first times they did in-picture CGI with that, so I feel like it did look pretty terrible. But when you think about it being the first time that like someone's really tried to do it,
I think that was the real owl.
Hats off. The one that went out the window was, but obviously when it was in the house.
Alright.
It was in picture, as they call it, in the biz.
That kid's like, finally, it's over.
He doesn't want Lancelot now. He doesn't want it now. No.
Couldn't give a shit.
They should just get him, just throw it back. Yeah, we do a bitch walks in and just throw it up ahead. I didn't want to.
What do you guys think of four-posted beds? Do you think they're like that for people who've got fucking rooms far too big? Want a bit of closure?
They have
I can give you the historical facts behind it if you want. I know all about it. So in the early 1900s, they were actually called box beds. So it looked like a cabinet. So a lot of newlyweds, they didn't have anywhere else to go when they got married, so they moved into the bloke's parents' house.
Like on the buses.
But it'll be in.
Everyone lived together.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. But these houses were designed for one massive family. So if you're newlywed, you want to get down to business. The beds always had to go in the living room. So the idea of it being a box, you couldn't say anything. But it didn't last very long because people started getting really ill because they were close confined spaces. So they started taking the walls off, leaving the four posts in, and then putting drapes around it so you still couldn't slightly see through it. You get more air.
And you don't think you would learn anything on these podcasts? Look at that, Carl. Fucking brilliant.
Yeah, well, you know. I'm going to say it's the first time anyone's ever asked how that work, but, you know, I'm happy to.
You've got Mamie Banks movie in the bank. You've got Carl for his 4 posts of beds. What more do you need?
Yeah.
Now, obviously, it's then. If I know they'll have a bloody party now.
Well, there's a poster for cats.
Is this an illusion of hers, or are they really there? Because
is the medication hitting in, or what?
Well, this is it. It's more like, it's kind of like, you know, she was almost there and then she just completely relapsed in seconds.
Well, this is it, because he was the only one, it was only Hugo, and they were in a split second they were all there, so it's like hard to believe that if it was real, that it'd all just appear. As fantasy as it is, I still think that
they crammed everyone in there. I mean, even the bedposts of the guys from the top and bottom leg.
Yeah.
The baby for power.
Again, though, as a kid, you want them all to be there. We don't understand about the fact of that like what the film's trying to do.
It's got a happy ending.
Oh, you want it to be real? I mean, like I say, there's no way kids will accept the fact that she's obviously had a psychological breakdown.
I mean, that owl looks great. That one.
Yeah. Well, it's a colour scheme, and the fact that it's going against the dark blues, I think it works really nicely.
Did he miss? I think that's it called. I think it's called Did he miss?
Yeah.
Which is Dave Gomez. I'm sure Dave Gomez did his voice of Gonzo, doesn't he?
Yes, that's right. Yeah. I only know that because I watched it on the props pop culture.
That's so good that when he goes, it doesn't fit, or it does fit from upstairs. I know it does. Yeah. Goblin Corpse, yeah. Kenny Baker was a Goblin. Was a Goblin?
Yeah, I knew he was in it. I wouldn't have been able to point him out, but
no. Gotta say, this is what 1986 to now. It's still amazing film. It's still amazing.
I mean, I'll still be showing this to people as much as I can. I feel like it's I don't want to get like artsy-fartsy, but it's cinema to me. I feel like this is one of those things you call a film rather than a movie. You know, I feel like it does have it's artistic. It's really well written. I mean, it did have a fair few rewrites. It's really well written. And it just works, you know what I mean? Like all these years later.
I'm 39 years old watching it now, and it's still amazing. You're what, 35, something like that?
34.
I mean, alright, 34. I mean, and Mason's what, 36, something like that?
7.
I mean,
I'm 10. I'm 10. 3 and 7.
We are all in our mid-30s watching that film. I mean, and obviously people at home are watching it with work, hopefully. I mean, and then. It's just amazing. I mean, it's aged perfectly. It's got no flaws.
Yeah. But even then, when you look at I think the only two scenes that I would say didn't quite work and still don't hold up that great is obviously when the owl's inside the house, because like I say again, it does look very much picturesque, and the chair and the mirror scene, everything else about it to me works totally fine, and it's like. There's no. Well, I don't think they get much better. They definitely couldn't get much better at CGI.
No. Well, obviously, 1986, they were doing so much stuff. In 1987, The Last Starfighter came out, and I watched that a few nights ago, and that used nothing but CGI. Yeah. And at the time, it looks like the 90s kind of CGI, where it's too clean, too polished. But then I was watching it, and you know what? This isn't too bad. At the time, this would have been amazing. We're just nitpicking because you can do all this stuff. You can get an owl flying in the room now on your app on your phone. I mean, yeah, right. This is before anything like that. I mean, but
I think that's where you need to have these to appreciate the effort and the work that went into it. Because, like I say, yes, anyone can do it on the phone now, but these guys in 1986 being able to pull off that, and it was just like, yeah, that's such an achievement, and it should still be reckoned like champion.
Like I said, that's the reason why like I kind of have grown up with 80s films, because there's something magical about them.
Yeah, it's the 80s are like the hype of puppetry and puppets and all that. They just don't get any better. There's so many groundbreaking stuff when it comes to matte paintings, but then CGI was slightly used in the enhanced stuff, and then obviously the 90s just sort of like by the 2000s everything was fucking CGI, and it didn't matter how bad it was. It just got it done. You know what I mean?
The first time CGI was used in any film ever, properly, was Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan with the Genesis.
Was it Genesis, not Sherlock Holmes?
No, that was a little bit later. That was ILM doing it. No, it was 1982's Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan. It was just a computer screen simulating the device Genesis. That was the first time it was ever been used on film. With Sherlock Holmes, young Sherlock Holmes, wasn't it?
Yeah, the mirror.
Later than that. That was like 1988 or 87, something like that. When it was starting to come like that, when ILM used it.
It's mental. I think that less than 5 years later we got Jurassic Park.
Yeah. But again, that was the thing about Jurassic Park. I mean, I've had this discussion a few times with people who love Jurassic World. Now, I'm not going to bash Jurassic World. To a certain degree, it's a fairly entertaining film. But, like, the fact that Spielberg had, like, kind of the smarts to go half and half. You know, like I say, there's still to this day that scene where the T-Rex is chasing Jeff Goldblum in the back of the truck. To me, you feel a weight, and you generally feel that truck's being chased by a T-Rex. Whereas in Jurassic World now, there's no weight to them.
Yeah.
It's like they just don't. You know they're not real, and they know that they're just not there. And it's just like that's why with Jurassic World, it'll always have like that respect for it, because like they said, listen, we can do everything CGI. But why don't we do a little bit of, kind of on-set prop work as well, just to kind of give it realism?
Can you remember when A.T. came out as a special edition and he did all George Lucas stuff?
Oh.
CGI'd his legs and his eyes and stuff like that. And Spielberg actually apologised and said, I'll never do that again. And obviously now, when it comes on DVD and 4K, it's the original theatrical cut. I mean, you can only get that special edition on DVD in the limited numbers, but at the time it was like, oh, alright, but it just did not add anything to the film.
It was too soon. I mean, a lot of people have been doing like that comparison, what was going around with Jaws the Revenge when they replaced the shark. And like, I mean, Jaws is just, I think if you made the CGI, I mean, maybe if they were going to do it, guys, they would have done it for the 40th anniversary on 4K. If they were going to do that, they should have went, right, we're going to do it, but we're going to do it right, and then we're not going to make a big deal about it. You're still going to get the original, the best it's ever going to fucking be. But we are going to replace the shark in what? Maybe fucking 5, maximum 10% of the movie?
Yeah.
You know
well, that was it, because he didn't really appear that much. Well, Bruce was not like exactly a shining member of the cast. You know what I mean? So, like, the times that you do see him, I don't think it would drastically change much. But I would be up there. I'll be up there as one of those who would like to see it. You know, I would probably always definitely lean towards the original. But if someone said, "Oh, we're going to do it properly," we just want to see what George would look like if it was made today, then I'd be down to see it. Like,
I was watching that restoring Jaws documentary, the 10-minute one he got on the Blu-ray, and Spielberg said, you know what I mean? It's best it's ever looking now, blah blah blah. But I don't think he would ever do that again to any of his films. I think he learned his lesson from E.T. He will never touch it. Basically, all he wants to do. I think
there's a lot changed since then. Or even E.T. when that happened, that was still a while ago, like, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2006.
2006. So when you think of what they're doing with like the CGI now, I think.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I do agree that I don't think he would want to do it again, but I do think that personally, I would sign a yes column to say, do I want to see it?
I don't mind when they clean the film up. Clean the film up, looks amazing. Yeah, done a really good job. That we cut time it, change the things in the background, fine. But when you start messing up, I mean, now Star Wars is ruined. Now Star Wars' original films are totally ruined now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd rather go back and get
the DVD with the Laserdisc edition on it and have that, and that'll be it. But
well, I've still got the VHS, but I'll admit, I'll go on record. I did download the Despecialized edition because I mean, don't get me wrong, I put a lot of money into George Lucas' pocket, so I don't care. But the idea is that it's just like, I don't kind of blame him that much, to be fair, because as someone who, when I was younger, I loved to draw. But the problem that I always had, which I think a lot of like people who draw say the same thing, is I'm never 100% happy. I could start off drawing a boat, and I'll end up drawing a castle by the end of it because I've made so many changes. So I think when you got George Lucas and you got literally no money's an issue with a man like that, and he's sitting there going, I wonder what it would look like if I did this, that, and the other. You gotta know what the answer to. And to be fair, that's where I always fall on the argument of Star Wars when people like bash George Lucas. At the end of the day, he created the whole universe, and you know it's his baby. If he wants to make a bloody a Dick and Dom version of it, go for it. You know what I mean? He shouldn't be like chastised. I think that's where a lot of film fans get the wrong idea. Like, it's our film, it's our childhood. I was like, well, no, not really. You know, it's his product.
When the special editions came with pictures, that was the only time I could actually see the films that had pictures with special editions, and I loved them. I loved that. That's it. Leave it like that. Leave it. Blah blah. But when you add more stuff into it, you just kind of
like I said,
things all the time.
Disney Plus. You know what I mean? The whole scene with Han and Guido. I mean, we're now got Clunky. Yeah. I mean, what the fuck's going on there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's totally unnecessary, but go for it. Baby.
I'm just happy like Labyrinth and Dark Crystal have just been left alone. No thing they've done was just cleaned it up. That's all you want. That's all I want.
Imagine CGI goblins running around. Oh no.
I need some extra bulge.
When it's now it's 2020 guys. Can we like small it down a bit? You know, you don't want to offend the lads who are not exactly packing. You know.
Yeah. I want some more CGI rocks in the background. But it's just the way that movies are. Like I say, clean up, fine. Give it a brand new print. You know what I mean? Fine, but just leave things alone. But so that's the reason why we like the 80s films, that we just kind of beat them. The practical effect, and like, so we're watching this 30 odd years later, and I mean, and still holds up.
Well, that's it. I mean, I don't think I've really looked into the 4K. But to be honest with you, I've just watched that on Blu-ray, and I'm perfectly happy with that copy.
I've got the 4K because it was a tenner. It was really cheap, and you got the Blu-ray with it. Yeah.
Right.
Because what they're doing, I think what Sony's doing, because you get a digital copy too, don't you, Mason?
Yeah, you do. Yeah. Basically,
Sony stopped doing digital copies now on 4K things, and that's the reason why they're selling off that new for.
Right.
Ghostbusters Dark Crystal is because it's got a digital copy. So when it gets going to get reissued again, the Blu-ray and the 4K, and that'll be it. I think they stopped doing digital copies now because a lot of people are not even bothering with them now.
Right. I was going to say, I mean, I've never used them. I know there's a lot of work. I hadn't realised until I'd mentioned it with him that he loves it. So like for at least a good year and a half, every time I bought a Blu-ray, I'd just send him a message and say, there you go, there's the code for the digital, because I never bothered with them.
Yeah, well, I'll actually hold off for the full format thing anyway. That's the thing when I'm onto the digital thing. You've got it, but it's not yours, and it disappears. But no, Labyrinth.
That's still a thing if you buy off iTunes and stuff like that.
Well, I've been Stephen Multi Mason. This has been the extended ending of the Labyrinth with the one and only Paul Ray and Ludo Carl himself. You want to say goodbye, guys?
Bye, guys.
Thanks for listening. Goodbye for now.